You're watching Blunt Politics with Boston Brian.
Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's go. Welcome back. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share it out. Make sure you're subscribing if you haven't already. It's going to be a little bit of a laid-back stream this evening, a little bit of a chill Wednesday night, if you will. I appreciate you guys joining me. I appreciate you guys being here this evening. What's up, Bryantologist? What's up, everybody? What's up, Lobsters? How are you, mods? Thank you for being here. Hello, Sparklers. Hope you guys enjoyed Hal's stream. What's up there, Jimbo? What's up, Graphene? How are you, Roxanne? Let's see. NMKC. How are you? Stoneflower Dragon, Big Steph, Jenny Faye, Beth, Phyllis, Soulcraft. What's going on, Paula? Philly, Lisa, Brandon, Dawn, Darcy, Nordes, Buttercup, 10 of 5. How are you, Miss Chivos, Dragon? Bonnie, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys. Again, make sure you guys hit that like button, share it out. Like I said, a little bit more of a laid back stream. I'm going to try a little bit of a different way to get through some of the clips. I did take, I forget actually now who said it to me in the last stream, but I took somebody's advice and I'm trying to download the videos instead of just play them on, play them on the web. So maybe the internet will play less of a game, play less interference with me. What's up, Sheldon? Oh, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. You guys can join and share and contribute to the channel just like Sheldon did by dropping in a super chat or a super sticker. You can become a channel member for $1.99 right below me, or there's Patreon or the merch at getdemshirts.myshopify.com. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Let's see here. And before we get into but there are some so we got a bunch of clips to get to. First and foremost, we're going to have a fuck around and find out session where we have a Trump supporter finding out that voting for Trump was, again, not in his best interests, but blatantly against his best interests. And he puts his shit out on, oh, thank you, Nordes. Appreciate that very much for gifting 5 memberships. You, too, can also gift, but there's a little button below me. I think it says something, and then it says another little something, and you can do what Nordes just did and give 5 memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And anybody that gives, anybody that gets one of the memberships, gifted to them, make sure you're saying thank you. Make sure you're showing your appreciation to the people that are being kind enough to donate them. Hi, Yvonne. How are you? Again, thank you to the mods for being here. Zircon, how are you? Hi, Heidi. Hi, Ginger's mom. FIP program, what's going on? Major Ojeda for Congress, here. Tracy Bird became a new member. Thank you so much, Tracy. Appreciate you. But yeah, and before we get into Elon's kid absolutely destroying Donald Trump with not very many words and about 3 or 4 boogers, I'd say. All it took to take down Donald Trump in a meeting of the minds in which I think Elon's kid may have gotten the better of Donald intellectually on this one. But yeah, it was about 4 or 5 boogers at the most, in about, I don't know, maybe 10 words was all it took for Elon's kid to totally dismantle and destroy Donald Trump right to his face. We also have Greg Kelly. If we get into it, we're going to take another a look at Donald Trump's just increasingly insane statements about what he plans to do with Gaza. Obviously, we have Tulsi Gabbard getting confirmed. What else do we got? We got Trump ready to stab the Ukraine in the back with his conversation that he had with Putin, and what he talks about, basically just giving Russia whatever the hell they want, as far as I've heard so far. We got this, the big Munich meeting coming up tomorrow, I believe. So I think he's trying to get some shit done. So he has something to announce there. Who knows where these talks are actually going to go? Who knows what was actually discussed? You never friggin' know. But let's hop right into it. Let's get into this. I think you guys are going to enjoy this first one. Let me take this off the screen. All right. So this gentleman here, and I hate to I hate to call him out, but I love to do it at the same time. Is a farmer. I'm just guessing from what it says here. Farmers all across face bankruptcy because of what Trump and Musk are doing to the federal government, defunding Biden's programs they count on to survive. And this here says Trump voter panics after he realizes Trump has taken away his family farm so billionaires can get another tax cut. So let's hop right into this one.
I wanted to start off by saying I did vote for Donald Trump.
At least let me expand it first before you start yapping your brain away. All right, here we go. And 5, 4. Jesus Christ, I can just not get it to stay at the beginning. Stay there. Good boy. Stay. All right, let's see what he's got to say. Let's see how mad he is. Let's see if his anger is directed in the right place here.
I wanted to start off by saying I did vote for Donald Trump. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. So the reason that they're not able to hold up
what's the reason? Hit me with the reason, kid. Why are you so concerned? And why did you automatically come out and tell us that you voted for Donald Trump? I feel like he may have something to do with this.
Contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act.
Now, I'm gonna do a couple more. Now, who was president and responsible for passing the what come on, now hit me with that one again.
Well, the hold up the contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act.
Oh, Inflation Reduction Act. And that was that was definitely passed under. Oh, no, wait, that was Biden. That was Biden. Okay.
Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding through.
I'm sorry, because of whose executive orders? Just curious. Whose executive orders? I'd like you to, if you could specify for the people that may or may not know who you may be referencing, because when you say Inflation Reduction, now that would be Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. And when you say, the executive orders that have now put a freeze on that would be Donald Trump's executive orders that have now put a freeze on that. Just want to make it clear. Just want to make that clear.
Through the Inflation Reduction Act, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward. I'm not the only one this is affecting. So there are other farmers in the comments saying that they're in the same boat that I'm in because they signed these contracts, and the contracts, so whenever I looked into the contract, I made sure that funding was set aside. It wasn't funding that, we hope it's there whenever it's done. I made sure that.
You know what? It seems like you did half your homework if you're asking me. And I know nobody did. And you know what? Before I get too far into this, I should really start off by saying happy birthday to my pops. couldn't be more proud of you. Couldn't love you any more than I do. I want to say thank you very much for everything, and I hope you have a wonderful evening watching hockey. I'm sure you've probably switched off on me by now. God knows hockey's far more important. But yeah, happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I shall see you tomorrow night. But all right, back to the shenanigans. But yeah, I think this kid, it sounds to me like this kid did half his homework, right? So he did half the homework as far as checking to see if that funding was set aside, but didn't do the homework as to, figuring out if he were to vote for Donald Trump, if he would actually uphold that, or if, he would take it away and fuck him over. So I give you a 50%, which is an F. So you failed that one, kid.
That funding was set aside so that way before I made these business decisions, I knew that funding was there per contract. So they're backing out on the contract because they don't have the funding. They can't release the funds.
I know. So you guys, I'm sure you feel terrible for that kid, right? I'm sure you feel terrible. And it is. It's kind of a catch-22 because as a farmer, I mean, we directly, depend on on people like him and many others like him. You know what I mean? So on one hand, you want to say, I told you so, and you'd be damn right to say it. And on the other hand, you can, I guess you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I guess that's I guess that's the saying. And I think it applies very, very aptly in that situation. But all right, let's get into, don't tell me it reset. Why every time I have something set up, ready to go, I guess I could just type it in. Oh no, there it is. There it is. He got killed by this kid. All right, sorry. I'm relishing in the moment. All right, let me put this in here. I'm gonna do this, put this in here, and we're just gonna take a look at some of the clips from Elon's kid when I think they've turned up the audio because I didn't hear this the first time through. Let's see what this one is.
Democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy?
It's so good. You're not the president. You need to go away. Now, kids, they say the damnedest things, right? They do. They do say the damnedest things, but they really do have a tendency to repeat things that they've heard. I wonder who could have possibly said something along those lines that X would have been around enough times where he actually would have had that, ingrained in his brain. So next time he was like, I'm going to see that orange motherfucker and I'm going to say what daddy says. I want to say what daddy says. I'm going to tell this guy, hey, you ain't the president. I am. You need to go away. So let's get it from the beginning here. I don't know. You know what would help if I turn on the freaking sound? Sit right there. Shut up. Let's listen.
To restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy?
You're not if you can't hear it, I'm sorry, but it says if you're not the president, you're not the president, you need to go away, is what it sounds like he's saying. Definitely sounds like that's what he's saying. And there's a few of these clips too. There's a few of these. This one says, I want you to shush your mouth. Ready? I don't know if you guys have seen this one.
And they're just the next are the same. And
oh, it's so good. I want you to your mouth. All right, one more time. Sorry, it's too good. It's too good. I don't want to give this kid too much limelight, but his like I said, his 4 boogers and his couple one-liners he had to Donald Trump they're too good not to play.
Says from one year to the next are the same. and they're
Trump's looking right at him too. Look at Trump's looking right at him too when he says it. There's just no mistaking it. There's just no mistaking whether or not Donald actually fucking heard or knew that he was talking to him. Look at it.
And they're says.
Now I don't know if this was before or after in the press conference where X kind of spoke up. And you could see Donald Trump kind of reach for him to try to as the grandfather would do, shut up, kid. The adults are talking, right? I don't know if this is before or after, but you could tell X kind of was like, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy's not very nice. So that's when he was probably like, is there anything I remember my dad saying that I could come out with right now that might be prudent for this situation? And he got him good, I must say. Got him pretty good. What's this one? Look at Trump's body language. The breakup is going to be epic. Oh, that's one. There was also one of these where Robert Garcia calls Elon a dick that I wanted to play before we get into the extensive. Oh, okay. No thanks. All right, let's see here. So Robert Garcia. I think I can just type in dick. Let's see here. Media. Let's do media. Couldn't have been long. Maybe it was this one. Let's take a look at this one.
Now, I find it ironic, of course, that our chairwoman, Congresswoman Green, is in charge of running this committee. Now, in the last Congress, Chairwoman Green literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing. So I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk. He's also the world's richest man. He was the biggest political donor in the last election. He has billions of dollars in conflicts of interest. And we know that he is leading a power grab, also abided by and encouraged by Donald Trump and, of course, the chairwoman, Congresswoman Green. Now, I'm
all for this technique, though. I'm all for this, right? Embarrass. Not only do you embarrass Elon Musk, not only do you get the opportunity to call him President Musk, which is taking a shot at Donald Trump, right? But it shows the people that you're not going to just sit there. It shows the people that you're not going to just sit back, and as much as it's just kind of political theater, as much as it's just speaking, it's fucking something, right? It's something. It's a different way to hit back. Again, when Biden was president, how many times did you guys hear me say, if he just came out and dropped a couple F-bombs, right? If he just laid into a couple swears at one of these press conferences, how much it would have just boosted people's spirits, not only his, but everybody's, right? And that's what you want to do. This is the kind of fight fire with fire moment, right? This is one iteration of fighting fire with fire in Congress, at least, you know what I mean, rhetorically. So in this setting, so I give him I give him props for not only getting the dick metaphor in there, but also getting the president Elon Musk title in there as well, which I think is hugely important. If we continue to hammer that home, if we continue to lay that on Donald Trump, if we continue to lay that on the GOP and have them explain as to why this unelected bureaucratic oligarch, I mean, he's fucking literally acquired all the titles you could possibly have in the last 6 months. So, but you know, continually force them to answer as to why this guy is seemingly in charge and has more power than the actual elected president of the United States. So hammer that home. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. All right, now let me see how this works. I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to try to see. I think I have to go to video files as far as the downloaded videos. No, like I said, bear with me because it's my first time. It's my first time. Hopefully I do okay. And now, okay, Sam, which one do I want to start with? Which one should we start with? We'll probably start with the most dangerous one. Let's do this one. Somebody said I should have more control. I think Kyle told me I should have some more control with it too. So let me do this.
Children with cancer or other problems. And
pause. Thank you. Slow down. Now I'm not going to bore you to death with a bunch of this. There's a few parts in this that are, again, just crazy, like over the top insane, more insane than his normal insane. So I find it very important. I think to be very important that we continue to hear these escalations in his plans for Gaza. We don't just let it go by the by. So again, we have a bunch of clips to get to. I'm not going to play a bunch of this. I'm not going to bore you with this guy's face, nunt, or voice, or fucking any of it. So let's get through it as quick as possible. Let me know that you guys can hear it. Let me know that you guys can see it, considering I'm trying a new way. Hopefully it gives me a little bit more control over the video, which would be great. Is it this one?
That's really a beautiful gesture. That's really good, and we appreciate it. And we'll be working on.
All right, so it's not long. I think I can skip ahead a few seconds. This is where he's thanking This is where he's sitting down with the Crown Prince of Jordan, or the King of Jordan, or whatever they want, Abdullah. And he's thanking him basically for the 2,000 Palestinian children that they're going to take in. I believe he said with cancer, which a wonderful gesture. But as to what's going to happen to the other almost 2 million, I think we're still pretty far away from finding out exactly how these people are going to be safe, exactly how these people aren't going to be ethnically cleansed out of their homeland. But yeah, let's let me see. I'll skip ahead a little bit, but it's when the reporters get to question him that the shit really hits the fan here.
Others helping, and we're going to have some others at a very high level helping, and the whole thing was
Yeah,
released
shut
for
up.
the first time.
Shut
Killed,
up.
murdered.
Shut up.
It's like living in hell, and they're going to end up having a great home, great families that don't have to get mugged and killed and beaten up and harassed by Hamas and everybody else. And I know we'll be able to work something. And what you just said about the 2,000 is fantastic. It's so beautiful.
It is fantastic. And if only Egypt. No, Egypt said they were not going to take any. Oh, okay.
Music to my ears. But we're going to be able to work something, and I know we'll be able to work something also with I believe, not 100%, but 99%. We're going to work out something with Egypt.
But Mr. President,
All right. Now pay attention. Let me know that you can hear the questions, right? Let me know that you can hear what they're saying, because it's really, really important to hear not only his response but also the question being asked, so you can put 2 and 2 together. Let me see if I can do this. Just play it back just a couple seconds so you can hear the questions.
Also, with I believe, not 100%, but 99%, we're going to work out something with Egypt.
but Mr. President, during your election campaign,
Mr. President, how is the U.S. going to own Gaza? Your White House has made clear taxpayer dollars won't be used for this. So
No,
what money are you going to use to buy Gaza?
What money are you going to use to buy Gaza? That's the question, just so everybody's clear, okay? Answer. Trump is this.
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it. And
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it. Now, just let that soak for a second, right? Let that soak. Like, do you understand how friggin' ridiculous, the hyperbole that people used to say was when it's hyperbolic to call him, a Nazi and a fascist, and to make the connections between him and Hitler. This is the most Hitlerian he's ever been. This is the most Adolf Hitler-like he's ever been since he entered politics. It doesn't get any more. He's just going to take over another country. We just own it now. That's it. No sitting down with the Palestinians, no hashing it out with them to see what the fuck, they actually want to do. We're just owning it now. It's just ours. The United States, it's almost like beyond comprehension at this point, because the shit that he's done in the past is so crazy, and there's been so much of it, and we've called it out so many. Like, it almost becomes like a fucking, like you're crying wolf moment, right? Like, how many times can it be crazy? How many times can it be insane? No, this is truly and actually terrifyingly insane, right? And to be saying it this blatantly, to be saying it this nonchalantly and this matter-of-factly in front of a fucking room full of reporters that apparently don't understand the gravitas and don't understand the danger posed behind this. Like, this could be another Treaty of Versailles type thing, where yes, for a short time, do you stop the fighting, but are you just building up to a larger conflict in the end? Same thing he could be building towards in Ukraine. Yes, does the fighting stop at this moment? But are we just sitting here watching the clock tick by until the inevitable battle begins again? I mean, this shit is fucking wild.
we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it.
There you go. Nobody's going to question it. Who's going to question it? The Palestinians? Why? What are they going to do? I mean, that's legitimately what he's saying. I mean, he's not in so many words, but the fact is that if he thinks he's going to side and nobody's going to say anything and it's their homeland, then he is outright saying that they have absolutely no right to dictate what happens to their home country. Period, point blank.
And we're going to run it very properly, and eventually we'll have economic development at a very large scale, maybe the largest scale on that site. And we'll have lots of good things built there, including hotels and office buildings and housing and other things. And we'll make that site into what it should be.
I mean, he's describing Las Vegas is what he wants. You know, he's describing Las Vegas without saying Las Vegas. He wants to finally have that fucking casino that he can run where no matter what, he's going to have some billionaire around him that's going to keep it propped up. So even Donald Trump is now going to get to own a casino that he himself could not fuck up, that he himself couldn't bankrupt. They're finally going to fucking invent a casino that is fucking Donald Trump proof.
And the people from Gaza who wouldn't be able to be there for years, because you're talking about just to get it and prepare it and to take care of all of the problems that currently it has, as you know, tunnels and
of course, they're totally incapable. They would be completely incapable of moving in and putting their heads together and getting the resources and tools together to start the rebuilding process or even to start the cleanup process, right? I mean, we couldn't even trust them to do the cleanup. Can't trust them with a bunch of fucking 5-gallon buckets in a line of people. I mean, you guys remember seeing what Berlin looked like after World War II, just after World War II in Europe ended, right? And the lines of women and old men and old women and young children just lined up, passing old bricks, brick after brick by brick, picking up each building one at a time, saving the bricks that could be saved to rebuild. I mean, they didn't have shit. They had no running water, electricity, doctors, schools, nothing. You know? But yet they managed to do it. But again, I think we can see one fatal flaw in this argument. I think there's a color disparity in the two nationalities I'm talking about here. And I think that's what the Republicans are playing on, honestly.
people are in those tunnels, and you have some good people and some bad people, and you may have hostages right now. You know, you have the hostages possibly there. They don't know where they are. And, you know, I have a Saturday deadline, and I don't think they're going to make the deadline personally. I think they want to play tough guy, but we'll see.
This is a deadline set up for failure, right? This is, in my opinion, a deadline set up so Bibi Netanyahu can say, look, we ended the fighting for this long. I pulled my troops back from here. We pulled them back from here. We gave them every opportunity, right? We set this date that all they had to do was comply with, even though it's probably physically impossible for them to do so. And if they don't do that, then we'll start talking about my justifications for getting back in there and finishing the job that we started, right? I'm not huge on predictions, but just sounds very plausible to me that this is the justification that, you know, give them some date that they're not going to abide by, they're not going to comply with, and use that date as justification for reentry.
How tough they are. But it's going to be a wonderful thing. It's going to be wonderful for the Middle East. I think it'll turn the Middle East. I think you're going to have peace in the Middle East. You're going to eventually have peace in the Middle East.
Couldn't this deadline risk undermining the talks that you're having with the king today, and risk the kind of...
And what happened? I thought Jared Kushner already had peace successfully done in the Middle East. Isn't that what we were told? That when upon leaving in their first administration, there was completely peaceful. There was no conflicts. There was no war. Even though last stream, I believe it was, where I actually listed maybe 5 or 6 or 7 of the active conflicts that were going on at the time the Trump administration was leaving office. But, who cares about facts, right?
wider peace that you're trying
No,
to...
because we're not talking about a big situation. We're talking about something that can go very quickly. We're talking about, it's going to
Not talking about a big situation. Something that's going to go very quickly.
go quickly. It's not going to take a long time, okay?
It's not going to take a long time to resettle, to ethnically cleanse almost 2 million, mainly women and children, into an area that A, right now won't accept them. B, if they did, the fucking settlements that you're talking about haven't even begun to be built yet, right? Nobody knows who's going to fund it. You say you're just going to waltz in there and fucking take this territory. Like, nothing about this sounds like it's going to happen quick, right? And it's damn sure not going to happen quick without the assistance of the United States military. I can tell you that for damn fucking sure. If he wants it quick, it's going to involve the military. And if he doesn't want to involve the military, I don't know what the fuck to tell him. He's not getting his shit done then.
That's not going to take a long time.
when
You know bullies? You know what a bully is, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm looking at one. And they're typically the weakest in the fucking room.
You know, the bully, I've always, and I found it throughout my life, a bully is the weakest person. And they're bullies. Hamas is bullies. The weakest people are.
You know, point of order here. Point of order. Hamas are bullies. Can we at least get the fucking grammatical pronunciations correct, right? Can we get the grammatical structure of the sentence correct? I mean, I know I'm asking way too much. Why I even thought that was a fucking possibility, I don't know. My apologies. And if you're just joining us, I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. We're looking at probably the most insane statement, clip, press conference, plan that any president, and this includes George W. This includes Iraq. This includes Afghanistan. This is one of the most, if not the most insane plan you'll ever, hopefully you'll ever hear of the president of the United States say out loud, at least. Because this is fucking absolutely insanity.
Bullies, you know that, right? All right, go ahead.
Mr. President, you were saying that Palestinians will live somewhere else safe. Where exactly do you want them to live?
Well, it's not where I want them to live. It's going to be where we ultimately choose as a group.
And there you go. It's not where I want. It's where, it's where the whites get together. It's where the whites decide that we want them to live. It's not just me. It's, it's other white people that are going to be involved. It's other superior beings. It's other, genetically superior beings that are going to decide where these people are. So don't just think it's not just going to be me decide this. It's going to be a lot of really intelligent people.
And I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Jordan.
You could almost, one would almost say that Donald Trump is putting together a team to work up the final solution to the Palestinian problem.
I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Egypt. We may have someplace else, but I think when we finish our talks, we'll have a place where they're going to live very happily and very safely. And, don't forget, they
in a place of our choosing.
Only want to be on the Gaza Strip because they don't know anything else. They never had an alternative. And they don't want to be on the Gaza Strip, but they have no choice. They have to.
Now, can you, where is the leadership now come out and said that they want nothing to do with the Gaza Strip, where they don't want any representation there? They don't want to be included in the rebuilding process, where they've even acknowledged any of this bullshit that you've said right now? Can you show me that clip where they said they don't want to be there? Anybody? Any one of them?
To be, and they're being killed there at level.
And if they do say that, I'm pretty sure you're going to cut off the part where they say we don't want to be there while Israel's bombing the shit out of the fucking area. Make sure you play the whole clip when you do play it.
Levels that nobody's ever seen. No place in the world is as dangerous as the Gaza Strip. They don't want to be there. They have no alternative. When they have no alternative.
Donald Trump's bathroom after a night of Adderall, golfing. Let's see here, laxatives, whatever else he takes. Yeah, I'd say the throne, Donald Trump's throne. Well, maybe maybe it's just a classified document he's got strewn around the bathroom, but I'd say that's probably a more dangerous place. Yeah.
Not one person will want to stay where they are. Nobody wants to stay there. They're living in hell.
And there's a few good questions in here. I think the last one, because I posted a few of these, but the last one that I posted was a great question to the King of Jordan, asking him, hey, what the fuck do you think about the United States taking ownership of the Gaza Strip? What do you think? And, you can see the king, and I don't know if he has some condition or whatever the hell it is, but to me, it looks like some nervous tics that he's having where he's, really blinking a lot, and it's really like labored blinking because to me, it seems like he's struggling to fight the anxiety of the moment because he knows the situation that he's been put in.
It's a death trap.
Mr. President, how do you know that the Palestinians don't want to leave their land? Some people say this is ethnic cleansing. You won't be able to
Here's another good question.
force them to leave their land.
Great. I mean, first one that I've heard actually bring up the term ethnic cleansing, right? So just that in by itself is an improvement on some of these other questions from the reporters, right?
Mr. President, how do you know that the Palestinians don't want to leave their land? Some people say this is ethnic cleansing. You won't be able to force them to leave their land.
You won't be able to force them to leave their land. It's literally not even a question at this point. She's trying to like almost coach him and instruct him. Like, listen, what you're talking about doing is the definition of ethnically cleansing an area, right? You're completely removing a total, a total race of people, an entire nation of people from their homeland, from their territory, and placing them into, I guess, resettlement camps is a great term for them. In a country of your choosing that hasn't even approved the plans yet. Like, fucking this whole, but this, like I said, this woman even getting the question in there, getting the term ethnic cleansing in there, literally trying to coach him and being like, you cannot make these people. And he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't listen to a word. He's already thinking about the answer in his head well before she finishes what she's saying.
Moving them to a beautiful location where they have new homes, where they can live safely.
There's nothing. There's right now the patch of land he's talking about, or if he's talking about the same patch of land that Jared Kushner spoke about, then he's speaking about sand. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing. It's sand. There's no beautiful homes. There's no plumbing. There's no fucking, running water, showers. There's nothing. It's nothing. Not even concrete slabs. Nothing.
They'll have doctors and medical and all of those things. And I think it's going to.
And doctors and medical and all those things. All right. Okay.
Be great. Yeah. Any questions?
King Abdullah, what do you?
I think it's going to be great. And this is the question here. Where the reporter asked the king what he thinks about the United States taking ownership of the Gaza Strip.
New homes where they can live safely, where they'll have doctors and medical and all of those things. And I think it's going to be great. Yeah, any questions?
King Abdullah, what do you think about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Do you want to see the U.S. own the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think.
Right, and that could be as some result of some medical condition. And if it is, but I'm assuming that medical condition, and I could be wrong, but I think I might be right in assuming that medical condition may be exacerbated in moments of anxiety or uncomfortable moments, because a lot of these I don't know what you call them, tweaks, or what do you call them, flinches, or I'm not sure what you call them, but are set off by a certain something triggering, basically, right? So let's listen to his answer. I'll play it one more time so you can hear the question and see his full response to the question. He knows before the guy's even done talking that he's going to struggle answering this one.
And all of those things, and I think it's going to be great. Yeah, any questions?
King Abdullah, what do you think about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Do you want to see the U.S. own the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, the president is looking at Egypt coming to present.
As I said, it's fucked up. I mean, it's no, it's we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna me and my yeah, it's no, yeah, we'll discuss it, I guess, maybe, possibly.
That plan, as I said, we will be in Saudi Arabia to discuss how we can work with the president and with the United States. So I think let's wait until the Egyptians can come and present to the president and not get ahead of ourselves.
And is there a parcel of land in Jordan?
Doesn't sound like I fully support it. I back it wholeheartedly. I think it's a great, fabulous idea that the brilliant and wonderful Donald Trump came up with all on his own. I didn't hear any of those things coming out. Did you?
That you're willing to have Palestinians?
Well, I think what we said, I have to look at the best interests of my country. I think the president is very happy that we do this thing with 2,000.
I mean, he's damn near going to fucking pull a muscle in his forehead if he blinks any harder. I mean, I don't know. He might have bruises on the bottom of his eyelids by the end of this question. I mean, he is straight up blinking the shit out of those fucking eyes, boy. Woo!
Children as quickly as possible. And again, I believe that the president is looking forward to getting a group of us Arabs here to discuss.
Said, which has been said many times in Trump's life. How much he's looking forward to getting a group of Arabs together. I'm sure it's been said a lot. It's always said around the office at the Trump organization.
The overall plan.
And last question, the 2,000 children, are those from the Gaza Strip?
Absolutely, from the Gaza Strip.
Are you willing to change your mind, Mr.
That's
President?
from the Gaza Strip, the 2,000.
Yeah, we heard what the fuck you just said. I don't know why you all of a sudden felt like you needed to like you needed to repeat that. Now, how far does this go? So this continues on, but I don't think we need to play anymore. That's pretty much let's see.
They're in rough shape. They were treated really badly, and we've heard things from them since. And I think
hold on, maybe I lied.
Coming out of the hostage situation, and it's horrible. I looked at the before and after yesterday.
All right, yeah, I don't want to take up too much time with this asshole, but again, I want you to remain updated and remain informed of just how, again, I say insane and crazy that plan has progressively gotten every time he decides to open his mouth and talk about it. He makes more and more people uncomfortable. He makes it more and more apparent that it's going to be an ethnic cleansing, that he talks about it's a real estate deal, how he's not going to buy it. It's just ours now. And again, without the consent, without the cooperation of the countries closest and most involved in this situation, just steamrolling. I mean, I've never seen in my life, even some of the most brutal dictators in the world tried to hide it in a better fashion than this, right? Like the lengths that Joseph Stalin went to hide the devastation and the massacre in Katyn, it blows my mind that he can be so apparently blatantly fucking transparent and nonchalant about saying the shit, because that's how ignorant and stupid he is, right? He just does not understand the implications of what he's saying. He cannot wrap his brain around the implications of what he's saying. He honestly thinks in his mind he knows best, right? And in his mind, he's just trying to help these people, right? He's just, because he knows best, why won't they just listen to him? It's so much easier. I could save you the work. You don't have to do the work. Let the white men do the work. Let the people with the money do the work, and just listen to me. I'll tell you where to live. I'll tell you how you should live. He honestly believes he's doing something heroic and fucking Nobel Peace Prize worthy. He really does. It's fucking out of control. It really is out of control. All right. Now, on to the next one. Let's see here. Should we do... Let's do, I don't know. All right. So this is, I guess, this kind of flows with the one I was just playing. This is what happens when you come out with a plan like Donald Trump was just talking about. When you say it in the way that Donald Trump has been saying it in, you start to lose even the biggest assholes, even the biggest Trump supporters, right? You start losing them. The people that are on the high profile side of things that have been gravitating towards MAGA, have been gravitating towards Donald Trump and away from the Democratic Party for some time now. When shit like this starts to come out, you even start to lose those people. And there's no better representation of that
because it's incredibly
than this gentleman right here. You know, when you have lost Stephen A. Smith, then you've probably gone too far, right? I think we can all agree that Stephen A. Smith is no, ally, friend, or a teammate of the Democratic establishment or association or party, right? He has been on both sides, somebody that has praised Donald Trump in recent past for some insane shit. So let's get into a little bit of this, and we'll hear just how Donald Trump managed to lose Stephen A. fucking Smith. Here we go. Make sure you click that like button. Also, a join button underneath me for $1.99. There's merch at getdemshirts.myshopify.com, and a bunch of other shit, Venmo, but that type of stuff. Thank you.
Important because you got a lot of folks out there, American citizens and beyond, that care about the story that I'm going to tackle first. We're going to get started in the nation's capital, where President Trump and the new administration continue to make headlines, this time in the Middle East. Yesterday, while sitting next to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, President Donald Trump said the United States of America will, quote, take over, end quote, the Gaza Strip.
Okay, so this was obviously, I think this was made after the first mention Donald Trump has of this plan. So this was about 5 or 6 days ago. So again, doesn't even take into account how crazy it's gotten over the recent days. Again, blatantly calling it a real estate deal, saying that we're not going to pay for it. It's just ours. Yeah, the disgusting things that Donald Trump said just over the recent days. This does not even take that into account. So you should take that into account. And thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that for the 5 gifted. Anybody that receives a gifted sub, make sure you're giving Greg some love. Make sure you're thanking him, and anybody else that gets a membership gifted to them, make sure you're shouting out the person that gifts it to you. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
Possibly, even with the help of American troops. On top of that, Trump suggested that the Palestinians who live there should leave. Leave. That's what he said. The proclamation was a stunning proposal that would dramatically reorient the Middle East and subject more than 1 million people to further displacement. The proposal would also abandon decades of bipartisan U.S. foreign policy. For those of you who didn't see it, here's a portion of the joint press conference yesterday from the White House.
That will end the
United States had to say right there. Before I tell you again, reiterating my position, I thought it was apropos that I replayed and re-aired what I had to say last night. Take a listen. First of all, I think 95% of what he said, if not all 100 of it, is going to be dismissed. I can't imagine the United States of America inserting itself and the American citizens, I happen to be one of them, being okay with that. First of all, we consistently point to our armed forces and our soldiers who represent us and put their lives on the line and make sacrifices for us every single day. How comfortable are we going to be putting them in that kind of situation? I think that's a very dangerous problem.
I didn't even see who was on the left side of the screen. Holy Christ. Holy Cuomo. Jump scare.
Position. It's not something that should be entertained. But number two, and more importantly, I think we need to understand how ridiculous the President of the United States sounded tonight. When he was explaining what he was explaining about how the U.S. will own Gaza.
And again, guys, this is Stephen A. Smith, right? So I don't want you to be like, well, yeah, obviously, right? I mean, he's not saying anything that we don't know. He's not saying anything that we haven't said, right? But this is Stephen A. fucking Smith, right? When a camera is on, when he's got the makeup on, while the lights are on, saying this shit about Donald Trump, right? So it's a start. It's a fucking start. And again, I just am pointing out that when you do shit this crazy, when you do shit this blatantly, fucking war crime-ish, against the the Geneva Convention, against the rules of war, against the fucking rules of engagement. Fucking the ICJ is going to have something to say. The ICC is probably going to have something to say. You start to lose even the crazies of the crazies, right? I'm not saying you're going to lose all of them. Not even going to say you're going to lose the majority of them. But you will have a tendency to chip away at that small 30% that he has stuck to his ass, right?
He sounded like a real estate agent. Yes, he did. That's exactly what the hell he sounded
Now, I'm dying to know what he thinks now that he's actually called it a real estate deal, right? Considering this was 5 or 6 days ago.
like. He sounded like he was looking to build Trump casinos or Trump hotels or whatever the hell else he's trying to come up with. It was utterly ridiculous, and I'm going to say that.
Trump Plaza Gaza. I've been saying it for months. It's got a ring to it. Donald Trump loves a good ring, loves a good gimmick. Wouldn't put it past him.
Right now, plain and simple. I'll get in to the impact, the potential impact on Palestinians and beyond in just a few minutes. But I just want to reiterate my point about what a disastrous idea I think this is. And before I even say that, let me say this. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't hear me speak about this much. You hear me speak about a lot of things. The one thing you do not hear me ever speak about is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That is not my lane. That is not my...
Doesn't fucking have to be your lane, you fucking pussy. Doesn't have to be your lane to say no, genocide's bad. No, 50,000 to a fucking 300,000 people shouldn't be slaughtered. Yes, we can recognize the horrendous nature of October 7th. Yes, we can understand that Israel has a right to defend itself. You don't have to be a fucking war expert. You don't have to be a fucking a military strategist. You don't have to be a fucking political analyst. You just have to be a fucking human being with some common sense and some fucking soul in that fucking body, right? Some humanity deep down inside that you don't even have, doesn't even have to be that fucking deep.
My lane. I'm gonna be very, very clear about that. Now, there's a lot of things that you can say is not my lane because I'm primarily involved in sports, but I'm a conscientious observer.
Well, you've been fucking creeping out of that lane pretty steadily. So I think you might want to reevaluate where your fucking lane is. Is this the shut up and dribble moment, LeBron? Right? Is this the fucking where Laura Ingraham told LeBron to shut up and dribble? Is this the fucking, stop kneeling? Like, which lane do you want to be in, politics or sports? Because you can't tell me that you're not going to talk about one of the fucking biggest things happening on the planet right now because it's not your lane. All right, Austin, it's not your bag, baby. Like you have to be some fucking war correspondent or fucking foreign journalist to know, hey, maybe we shouldn't be fucking bombing such a highly populated area with women and children with fucking 2,000-pound bombs. Maybe that's not a fucking bright idea.
I'm an American citizen. I vote. I pay attention to the political landscape and the movement that takes place within it. So, as a conscientious observer, I have a...
And again, I don't get this twisted. I'm not saying anybody has to fucking like Stephen A. Smith or this is like a breakthrough or, you should all of a sudden start paying attention to him or listen to him. No, this is, again, just showing you that even the assholes of the assholes are rightfully calling this out as fucking lunacy, right? At least a couple of them. So it's like I said, we're going to have to take our victories as small or minuscule as they might be, where we can get them. And this is at least a small victory because even if you don't listen to him, he's extremely popular and has a really big platform, so he can get out to a lot of people. So it's obviously it's important if he's going to fucking venture his lane into the lane of politics that he be speaking about it, and we hold him to account to speak about it in a fucking humane way, right? At least.
various opinions about a lot of different things, okay? But this is one issue I never touch because in my lifetime of dealing with so many different things, so many different prejudices and what have you, the volatility that exists within our world, if you're not Jewish or you're not a Palestinian or someone closely connected to it, I've always thought everybody outside of politicians should shut the hell up. Don't.
Well, fuck you then, you fucking ignorant piece of shit. What would, again, would fucking World War II would still be going on if we, well, if you're not Jewish or you're not German or you're not Dutch or you're not Polish or you're not French, then you have no fucking say in it whatsoever. We should just keep our mouths shut. Sounds very isolationist to me, right? Sounds very, I'm going to take care of my circle, let them take care of their circle-ish to me.
Even get involved in terms of verbalizing your thoughts, because if you utter the wrong syllable, that can be your ass. And I know that. But when I saw this president speak last night as if he was in the process of facilitating a business deal, that is where my antennas went up and I became incredibly alarmed.
Well, then you need to fucking check the batteries on your antenna because your fucking antennae are clearly broken because them motherfuckers should have been up 8-9 years ago at this point. Never to have gone down since. Right? What the fuck are your antennae just going up now for? Again, this is the whole, you know, the lesser of two evils, right? How I struggle to find sympathy. I struggled to have sympathy for people that could not see that Donald Trump would be far and away worse than any of the worst policies or maneuvers or handling that you thought Joe Biden was having in this situation. As much as I've called him out and as bad as I think he was, and as much as I think he could have fucking played much more of a stronger hand in this, I recognized that Donald Trump would be drastically worse in this situation. Drastically worse. Drastically more chaotic and erratic and unpredictable, right? Far more likely to give Bibi Netanyahu more grace, more weapons. So I said, now it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I think that the same fucking mindset, right? She, in my opinion, did no better to call out the situation or the atrocities that had been taking place. But I still recognized that Donald Trump would be far worse. So therefore, I make the intelligent or, the informed decision to say, I am going to choose the lesser of the two evils in this situation. Therefore, I can lay my fucking pillow on my head on the pillow at night without knowing that I contributed to what the fuck is now happening. And thank you, Benny Loco, for the 5 gifted. I appreciate that very much. Only a couple more minutes of this. Not even a couple more minutes. Maybe just another minute or two, and then we'll hop on to the next video.
You have no business doing that. Do you understand how the Gaza Strip has been ravaged? Do you understand what that area of this world looks like right now in the aftermath of Hamas invading Israel, killing hundreds of people, if not over 1,000, along with other things they are alleged to have done? You have any idea? Have you seen the footage? Have you seen the wreckage? It's been reduced to rubble. It's inhabitable right now. And I get that part. But to go out there and to say that they should just leave, that doesn't even begin to say irresponsible. We're talking about the displacement of potentially more than 1 million people.
Close to 2. Close to 2, depending on what that fucking body count turns out to be. A lot closer to fucking 2 million. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, actions do have consequences, as small and as, again, minuscule as those consequences might be. The victories must be celebrated, and the victories must be had where we can fucking take them, right? Wherever we get them, we need to celebrate them. We need to amplify them. We need to make sure that we're soaking that in, so we don't just continuously feel like we're being defeated. All right, this one also plays into this whole conversation, so I feel it apt to play now. Speaking of war criminals, speaking of ICJ, speaking of ICC, speaking of somebody that should be arrested, I give you this asshole.
דיון מעמיק של 4 שעות בקבינט המדיני-ביטחוני. כולנו הבנו תרעומת מהמצב.
Hold on. Let me see if I'll get myself out of the way so you can see what this is basically Bibi Netanyahu, I believe, again, using that justification, the Saturday deadline, Saturday at noon, I believe it is, as, I think, justification as to him going back in is what this is. So I just want to see what he has to say in this. Well, this isn't very long at all, so we'll get through this one. We'll get on to the next one too.
הצו המזעזע של 3 חטופינו ששוחררו בשבת האחרונה. כולנו גם בירכנו על הדרישה של הנשיא טראמפ לשחרור חטופינו עד שבת.
Do you want me to read it out, actually, guys? That way you don't have to sit there and try to read the subtitles. Yeah, let's start from the beginning. I have just concluded an in-depth 4-hour discussion in the Political Security Cabinet.
סיימתי כעת דיון מעמיק של 4 שעות בקבינט המדיני-ביטחוני. כולנו הבנו תרעומת.
We all expressed our outrage at the shocking situation of our 3 hostages who were released last Saturday.
מהמצב המזעזע של 3 חטופינו ששוחררו בשבת האחרונה.
We also welcomed President Trump's demand for the release of our hostages by Saturday noon.
כולנו גם בירכנו על הדרישה של הנשיא טראמפ לשחרור חטופינו עד שבת בצהריים.
And we also welcomed the president's revolutionary vision for the future of Gaza. Revolutionary vision. You cowardly sack of shit. So he's just going to let... I mean, I'm sure he'll have absolutely no problem letting Donald Trump take all the blood on his hands on this one, right? I think he'd be more than happy to let Donald Trump take this one. I think he knows he's got plenty of fucking blood on his hands to go around.
וכולנו גם בירכנו על החזון המהפכני של הנשיא לעתיד עזה. לאור הודעת החמאס.
In light of Hamas's announcement and its decisions to violate the agreement and not release our hostages.
חמאס על ההחלטה שלו להפר את ההסכם ולא לשחרר את החטופים שלנו. הנחיתי אמש.
Last night, I ordered the military to gather forces inside and around the Gaza Strip.
צה"ל לצבור כוחות בתוך רצועת עזה ומסביב לרצועת עזה.
This operation is being carried out at this time. It will be completed in the very near future.
הפעולה הזאת מתבצעת בשעות אלה, היא תושלם בזמן הקרוב ביותר. ההחלטה ש...
How was it cut? The decision I passed unanimously in the cabinet is this. If Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday noon,
העברתי בקבינט פה אחד, היא זאת. אם חמאס לא יחזיר את חטופינו עד שבת בצהריים,
the ceasefire will end and the military will return to intense fighting until Hamas is finally defeated. Again, Hamas, in which Anthony Blinken just a few weeks ago had said may have more militants, actually have more combatants in its ranks now than when this whole thing started. So at what more destruction could possibly follow if you actually believe you're going to continue this until you eradicate Hamas completely? If you think what we've seen now has been an atrocity, has been fucking war crime central, you ain't seen nothing yet. If they're actually going to try to pursue this until the elimination of every Hamas fighter, every Hamas soldier, which again is an irrational physical impossibility, militarily speaking.
הפסקת האש תיפסק וצה"ל יחזור ללחימה עד להכרעה סופית של החמאס.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision. But as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off. And
all bets are off. I mean, do we see the blase, fucking nonchalant, like the rhetoric surrounding this? And you know, the livelihood and the fucking future of nearly 2 million people, right? All bets are off. What does that mean? He's already given them back the 2,000-pound bunker bombs, right? So now it's fucking it wasn't all out war before, and this will be all out war. Well, again, the ICJ has issued arrest warrants for Bibi Netanyahu. I mean, is it now? I always mix them up. Is it the ICJ or the ICC? I believe it's the ICJ, International Criminal. Let's see here. Warrant. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get it all factual. On 21 November 2024, following an investigation of war crimes and crimes against humanity, the International Criminal Court, the ICC, I always get it wrong, see, issued arrest warrants for 2 senior Israeli officials, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, and Yoav Gallant, the former Minister of Defense of Israel, alleging responsibilities for, again, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and violation of the Geneva Convention. The list goes on. But, again, this can only be enforced by member countries of the ICC that are willing to, they're willing to enforce it. So again, the United States would rather have this guy at meetings at Mar-a-Lago, at the White House, have him speak in Congress rather than stick him in fucking handcuffs. But, so yeah.
Let hell break out.
The Hague, basically, you need to be somebody needs to bring them in front of the Hague's not gonna, you know what I mean? They're not gonna go out and once they're there, that's when they get their work done. That's when they get their work done. But all right, we don't need to see any more of this. We know what he said on that one. All right, so far I'm kind of liking the download videos better. What do you guys think in the chat? Little smoother, hopefully maybe better audio, that type of thing, less glitchy, that type of thing. Maybe that's a little better. So yeah, let me see on to the next video here. I got so many of them to do. We've done that one. We've done that one. We've done that one. We could do Hannity talking about how Democrats are acting like the sky is falling. I'm really looking forward to this Greg Kelly talking about Elon Musk. Excuse me. We could talk about Greg Kasar calls Elon Musk out. Democrats attack Elon Musk. I already did that one. Let's see. And then we got Don Jr. So this is a short one. Let's take a look at this one. Hi, Locator. How are you? Hi, Super Saiyan. Hi, Monica. What's up, Flipper? DJ, how are you? Appreciate you guys. What's up, AI? What's going on? Hi, Monica. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. One click, you're good. Hey, Tiffany. How are you? All right, let's get into this one. Let me remove this one from the studio. Add this one to the stage. We'll give you a little bit of this action. Add it here, and away we go.
We want, like you, a sovereign and...
Sorry, this is, again, the drunken... alleged sexual abuser, guy who's got woman under NDAs, Fox News B team host, weekend fucking phenom, weekend hangover phenom, Pete Hegseth, talking about how he is now determining that Ukraine should not be in NATO. And this is about a minute. Maybe a little more than a minute, so not very long.
Prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
Why? Why is that an unrealistic objective? Why is it not the invader, right? Why is it not the country that started this whole fucking thing? If it's so bad and it's so egregious and it's led to so many fucking deaths that you guys care about so much, right? And so many cities have been destroyed and so many fucking buildings are rubble and so many people are under the rubble. And this is such a fucking atrocity. It needs to be stopped so fucking quick that Donald Trump said he was going to have it done the day he was elected. But we're going to reward the country that perpetrated this whole fucking thing in the first place? It's not feasible to say, hey, go back into your own fucking country? Well, how is that not feasible? How is that not a thing? How would that not be the fairest of terms? Okay, you guys, what they should be fucking, Russia should be fucking happy they're not going to lose more than that, right? They should be happy we're not going to strip them of fucking half the Russian territory and give it to Ukraine for the fucking war crimes and the fucking attempted genocide that was perpetrated upon their people, right? That's what should fucking happen. They should be stripped of land. They should be stripped of fucking the oil fields or not rewarded with fucking extra land, not rewarded with fucking Ukraine's fucking territory. What do you want? Fucking drugs? There's only crocodile. That's a good one. He's a good crocodile.
Chasing this illusionary goal will only...
And who the fuck is this guy to fucking say anything about it? The fact that he's even sitting in front of this fucking microphone with the power to speak on this issue pisses me off beyond fucking belief.
Prolong the war and cause more suffering. The United States does not believe that NATO membership for Ukraine is a realistic outcome of a negotiation.
Well, it doesn't sound like you understand. You have the capacity to understand what's realistic, right? Because it's realistic for a country to determine their own fate. Again, we seem like we're struggling with this fucking concept all around the world here, that these countries, these sovereign nations, right, should have the ability to say what their fucking own people are going to do, to say what their own lives should look like, to see what their own government should do. I mean, who the fuck are you to tell these people what to do? The guy that can't fucking lift his hands above the desk because he's shaking so fucking bad or his palms are so fucking sweaty, he'd probably drip on the microphone and short out the fucking thing because he's so desperate for a goddamn drink. You're going to be the one to tell these fucking people after being invaded, after fucking surviving, after fighting to survive for the last fucking almost 3 years now? You're going to swoop in and be like, okay, please drop your weapons. We'll stop it here now. Stop it here. Everybody get along. Timeout. It's a timeout now. It's the time. Can we have a timeout? Fucking
negotiated settlement. Instead, any security guarantee must be backed by capable European.
And thank you so much, guys, for the donations and the super chats and the milestones. Please don't get mad at me if it goes by in the chat and I don't read it out loud. Longtime listeners will know that at the end of the show, at the end of the live stream, I'll read out all your super chats, all your super stickers, all your milestones. If you've donated memberships, that type of thing, you will get recognized. I'll answer your questions, that type of stuff. So please don't fret. You shall get your moment in the spotlight yet to come.
And non-European troops. If these troops are deployed as peacekeepers to Ukraine at any point, they should be deployed as part of a non-NATO mission, and they should not be covered under Article 5.
Wow. Right? I mean, yeah, please, can you give up all your nuclear weapons? Sure. No, yeah, we'll protect you. We'll protect you. No. I mean, I know we said we were going to protect you, but yeah, I mean, those are words on a piece of paper. That was a long time ago. I mean, does anybody even remember the Budapest Memorandum anymore anyway? I mean, fuck it. Can you just give them half? Just give them a bunch of territory, right? We'll make this thing go away. You go your way, they'll go their way. I'm sure this will never spark up ever again, right? This will be the end of it. I'm sure this will be the end of it. And by the way, no, you're not. No NATO for you. You'll have no NATO protection. You won't be covered under Article 5. So if this happens, if this does happen again, you can't count us. We're not going to step up. I mean, again, that everybody understands that, right? That's what's going on. So they're going to tell everybody to stop. They're going to freeze this war. There's going to be a fucking demilitarized zone right in the middle. Ukraine on the left, Russia on the right, whatever territory they hold, Ukraine and Kursk, whatever they come out with, right? It's going to be like a North Korea, South Korea type thing. Just, and they're just going to expect them to fucking sit there and chum and fucking drinking vodka. This thing's never going to kick back off. But if it does kick back off, I just want you to be sure that we're not going to protect you anymore, just in case. So they're already Russia already has a leg up already in this negotiation. Hasn't even started yet. They already have a leg up.
As part of any security guarantee, there will not be U.S. troops deployed to Ukraine.
So how do we defend this? Who defends the demilitarized zone? Who defends this so-called, no man's land in between the two warring factions? Are they going to police themselves? We honestly believe that the Russians are capable of policing themselves. They can't police their own fucking units. What do we? They can't police their own offices. So again, that was Pete Hegseth. Again, alcoholic, woman abuser, Fox News B team host on the weekends, somehow turned Secretary of Defense, telling Ukraine, who's been fighting for their lives for the last almost 3 years, that they will not be able to join NATO. They should not expect a return to their pre-2014 borders, which means they cannot expect to reclaim all of their territory, which again, did we ever think was really feasible for them to reclaim it all? I guess not, but why the fuck it wouldn't be feasible? I don't know. Why the fuck everybody wouldn't just be like, isn't the easiest thing to say, hey, Russia, can you stick those fucking AK-47s up your ass and fucking double time it back into your area? Why do you need, can you go over, you don't have enough fucking space over there? Do you not? Do you really not? I mean, why? Thank you, Sheldon. Appreciate that. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So just wanted to put that in there. All right. 9:46. We're doing all right on time. We're doing all right. So maybe I do like this process. Excuse me. Let's see. Do I want to save Don Jr. for last or Greg Kelly? Let's hop into Hannity. I think I have time for at least two of the three I want to do. So let's hop into this. Let's hop into this asshole and see what Sean says. Sean should really swing from the fences. Seriously.
And breaking tonight, guess what? President Trump just secured the release of yet another American hostage. This is the 7th U.S. citizen that is freed under Donald Trump, not including hostages that were released.
7th U.S. citizen that's been released since Donald Trump's administration took office and since his inauguration. Is there any more syllables we could sound like this so we could add into this sentence?
Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Fucking easy, Winnie. Good Lord.
Suffering succotash is really stuck in that hole.
In Israel by Hamas. Now, only hours ago, a teacher named Mark Fogel, who was wrongfully imprisoned in Russia during Joe Biden's presidency.
Fogel? I was going to make the Fogel reference, but
is now a free man. He is set to appear at the White House in just a matter of...
Oh, shit. Please tell them I
said sorry for the interruption. For the disturbance.
I can only listen to about 3 minutes of Sean Hannity, so it's probably good that I played him here. I just cannot with that fucking whistle. The mouth whistle it's too much for me. How people don't notice it, how people can even listen to it at this point is beyond me. It's getting way too
serious to sink it into my speakers.
Minutes. When that happens, we'll bring it to you live. And thanks to negotiations by Donald Trump and his special Mideast envoy, Steve Witkoff, the United States ended up giving up nothing in exchange for Mark Fogel's release, according to National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
Wait. That doesn't sound true. That doesn't sound very true. I thought they did give somebody else up. Wasn't it an exchange? Isn't that the whole point of a hostage exchange?
This was a show of good faith from the Russians and a sign that we are moving in the right direction to end the brutal and terrible war in Ukraine. Now, I'm sure the Democrats, the media, they'll all be praising the president's strength to make this deal happen and thanking him. But
you just said yourself it didn't take any strength. You said it was a sign of goodwill from Russia. Sounds to me like it didn't take any. If I'm going off what you're saying, Sean, it didn't take any fucking strategizing, didn't take any negotiation, it didn't take any out of the deal. If what you say in your last fucking little segment you just did there with the Chiron that said that they were being fucking, it was some goodwill. You can't have it both ways. It can't be goodwill from Russia and took like some huge strategy from Donald Trump to perpetrate this negotiation.
seriously, don't expect any accolades from the Democratic Party or the state-run legacy media mob. Democrats learned nothing after the election in November of 24, and now...
Does he have something in his eye? Does he have something? Like, is there something in his eye right there? Is that what he's trying to get?
Seemingly only care about...
Oh, my God. Oh, he's tearing up? Is he crying? Is he crying? That's definitely a tear or something right under his eye. It's definitely a tear. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Don Jr. putting in an appearance. I better prepare myself. Let it rip right. Oh, yeah. DJ. We got DJ. Shit. How did the last fucking 15 minutes just go by so fast? But, yeah.
Guys. Fucking guys.
Three things. They want biological men playing women's sports. They want to protect criminal...
All right, yeah. Sean, I see. I've never really cared for fucking listening to that guy. I listened to a lot of conservative media and right-wing people, and thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate you. But I just could never get into...
Sean fucking seriously sucks as far as I'm concerned.
So let's get into Greg Kelly, and then we'll see if we can round out with a little bit of Don Jr. That way, if we don't get the Don Jr., it's not a big deal, because I don't think... And nobody's ever been sad not to see Don Jr. All right, let's get in here, Greg. Get in here, you little fuckface, little rascal. Get in here, you little fucking rascal, you. All right, away we go. Away we go.
And you'll see in a moment is Dwight David Eisenhower, President of the United States, 34th President of the...
The guy that, there was this operation that he perpetrated, had some racist fucking bigoted name. Also involved some mass deportations, also rounded up American citizens, also was known as a complete and utter waste of time and failure. That's the guy, right? That's the guy you're thinking of? Okay.
United States, I believe. He was a good president, not great. He had a light schedule.
Not great, folks. Not great.
Okay,
wasn't fucking great.
Imagine if he hung around with Einstein. Seriously, if...
Imagine if Einstein hung out with Eisenhower. Is he saying that just because the Eins? Is this an Ein fetish he's got? Because they both have Eins in their name? How do I go back? How do I go back again? What the fuck? How do I go back?
Einstein parked himself in the White House. Einstein, the genius. We might have gotten to the moon 10 years earlier.
Oh shit! Does he not know we ended up using Germans anyway? Like we ended up using the Germans anyway. Like, what? We used their fucking rocket scientist. Like we took them over here and used them, built, Saturn V and shit. What the fuck?
How about George W. Bush, huh? W. Now, what if W teamed up with somebody smarter than Karl Rove? Somebody like Stephen Hawking, right? The guy.
What a team. What a fucking squad that is. What an all-star fucking crew. Eisenhower, Einstein, George W. Give it to me one more time, Greg. Give that to me one more time. Please, hit me with that.
Karl Rove. Somebody like Stephen Hawking, right? The guy.
Stephen Hawking, George W. Einstein and Eisenhower all walk into a bar. You just could not send. You couldn't send George W. and Stephen Hawking out together. I mean, talk about a terrible fucking team of communication. I mean, that press conference would be more fucked up than Donald Trump's plan for Gaza.
You can't fool me once. You can't fool me twice. And if you fool me 3 times, you really fucked up. And Stephen, what is it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it because that would be rude. But you could picture how that press conference would go. It's terrible. That's
Who figured out the universe? He might have told George W. Bush, "Do not invade Iraq. That would be a bad idea."
He did. He did it, so I don't have to. Holy shit. That was a terrible Stephen Hawking, by the way. That was a fucking terrible Stephen Hawking.
Right, the guy who figured out the universe. He might have told George W. Bush, "Do not invade Iraq. That would be a bad idea."
Oh, it's so bad. That's so terrible. That is so terrible. I'm laughing at the terrible impression. I promise I'm laughing. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? Oh my God. I knew this was going to be good. I knew it. I fucking knew it. What is this? What is this? And do you see any bit of Stephen Hawking making that pose right now? Any bit of him?
I just love what President Trump is doing with Elon Musk. It makes sense.
Because I guess that's a good segue. Right? I guess. Do you guys see the connection? Einstein, Eisenhower, George W. Bush, Stephen Hawking. Clear transition into Elon Musk? Anyone?
He is one of the greatest geniuses of our time. He is
not even fucking, not even remotely.
Raising money and going out and getting people to like you and eating corn dogs in Iowa.
Not even remotely. One of the greatest geniuses of our time. Easy to say when your fucking IQ's in your asshole, Greg. Speak for yourself, you dumb motherfucker.
He has just brought his talent to the table, and President Trump is confident enough and smart enough to realize this is a huge opportunity for him and for the country. What President Trump is doing here, I don't think any other president would do. You know, they actually have...
You fucking damn right, Greg. No shit. No fucking shit. Not even George W. Bush would be as fucking brazen as Donald Trump is being right now. We better fucking pray to whatever Lord and Savior represents you the best that no other president in United States history ever makes any of these fucking decisions, statements, has these thoughts ever again. Ever again.
Fragile egos. And by this point, we should know President Trump does not. What he goes through, what he went through, no.
Wait, are you trying to say that he doesn't have a fragile ego? Donald Trump doesn't have a fragile ego? Yeah, I'll leave that one there, Greg.
Might be big, but...
Who says he doesn't have a ego? Could have a really big one. Could be pretty big. Really thick skin. What the fucking disgusting, Greg. Keep that thing tucked in your face, you fucking lizard.
But it's not fragile. There's a difference. Anyway, take a look.
It seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for...
Fuck off.
But it's really astounding that...
Oh, no, I do want to hear what he says about this, though. All right, play. Fuck over there. How'd that just skip to the end? Sorry, hold on. I don't know how it just skipped to the end. Where'd I leave off? Right. We'll say right here.
We're going to bankrupt the country.
You see, we've all heard that before, right? From a politician, from somebody who raises money and asks for votes and is always looking at 15 different things in their image and this, that, and the other thing. He doesn't have to worry about any of that. And I get a really good feeling from him and, of course, the president. Next.
Could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy...
Wow. I mean, just right off the bat. Just right off the bat. Oh, who's this? Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping me smiling. Oh, my pleasure. It really is my pleasure. I mean, I take... Again, it's fun for me. This is fucking fun for me to call out and to make fun of and to ridicule and to mock fascists, people in power, billionaires, people trying to shit on the poor, women, gay people, trans people, that type of thing. So, Sherry, I really do appreciate you being here. And thank you so much for that wonderfully generous contribution. That is a huge boost to this channel. And thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's get back into what was I saying before I forget now? Hold on. My bad.
Woman that walked away with about 30 million.
Oh, yeah. Look at the subservient nature of this clip. Look at how subservient Donald Trump is in this clip. Please. He's cowered down in his chair while Elon stands behind him, right? Can you, Mr. Elon, sir, can you please mention this? Listen to Trump in this bullshit. Listen to him. Can you please talk about this?
Could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that...
Doesn't he just look so subservient in this? So, like, while fucking Elon's doing the Illuminati, Elon's got his Illuminati on with his dark black jacket and his fucking dumbass hat, right? And Trump's just somehow sitting in his chair, fucking looking just slumped over, looking like he's about to fall asleep, looking like a fucking an Oompa Loompa that missed makeup session, right? Just, can you please, Mr. Elon? Can you please, Mr. Musk? Mr. Musk, sir, can you please tell him about the stuff that you found? Because it's way too fucking complicated for me to explain. So can you please explain to them?
That walked away with about 30 million,
right?
Etc.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that
30 million. So that's what, roughly $13 million less than Elon's companies have been paid, or one of Elon's companies has been paid over the last week or two from the United States government, something like that.
There are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have it.
Bureaucracy. And so it's really the thing is with the waste with the fraud and abuse. What you do is we found there's a multitude of different ways. There's a multitude of different ways. God, he's fucking hard to listen to.
Ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow managed to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, you know, what.
Did you look at what they've done outside of their fucking job in the federal government? I don't know. Did they write a book? Do they have a fucking really rich wife that they married in that meantime? Did their family inherit some wealth? Right? Is like
What happened at USAID? We're just curious as to where it came from. It seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from?
Hold on. Was X just taking aim? Was he just taking aim with like a fake gun right there? No, I think I missed it. All right, I'm done with Greg Kelly anyway. He's funny. We got a good laugh in the beginning. Let's see if we can round out the next couple minutes with with some guys. Fucking guys. It's fucking Don Jr. guys. Let's see what Don Jr.'s got to say about these situations. I don't think I missed anything. I think we got to everything. So let me take this one out. I'll put some Don Jr. in there, and we'll be off to the races. Baby. Here we go. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to make you listen to the intro. That would be terrible of me. That's a criminal. That's a fucking capital offense. Come on, where are you? Welcome to another huge episode of Triggered, guys. Welcome to another huge with a capital Y, huge episode of Triggered. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Come on, you brick. Yeah.
In an incredible few days, I just got.
Hold on, I want to hear the intro. Here we go. Guys, what the fuck is this? There's no way I'm starting it over.
From New Orleans, Louisiana, where my father became the first.
Wow. He's looking rough, ladies and gentlemen. Rough with a capital R. Good grief. Don's working on zero fucking sleep. And I don't even think that's an excuse because I'm going on about an hour of sleep right now. And I would dare to say I don't look half that bad. Holy shit. Take a look at this guy.
Hey guys, welcome to another.
Why does he look like it's the day after a boxing match? Right? He looks all puffy faced. Looks like he definitely missed makeup again. Everybody's missing makeup session. Look at this guy. Holy sugar face. Or nose, I should say.
Another huge episode of
Huge with a capital Y, guys. Fucking guys.
It's been an incredible few days. I just got back from New Orleans, Louisiana.
It's a what? How many fucking syllables was that word incredible? How many different pauses do you want to put in the word incredible?
Louisiana, where my father became the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl. That's actually shocking to me, but apparently it's true.
It's shocking that you know, again, I'm not even going to address it. It's just so fucking stupid. There's a reason. The exorbitant costs, the fact that he didn't even stay until the second half, right? So how much was spent so he could sit there till fucking halftime?
The cheers for him were awesome, and it was an absolute blast. I was there from.
It's so funny. I literally just read at the same time I'm reading in the chat the boos. Who said it? Somebody said something about the boos were loud. He got booed. Fuck. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it goes. Leron. Excuse me. Leron says, and got booed so hard. As soon as I read that comment, the hypocrisy in like the mind of Don Jr. came into play, and he was like, oh, definitely got cheered so much. Definitely didn't get booed. It's just like a good representation of the hypocrisies of fucking MAGA, like how we see it as opposed to how they see it.
Friday, I have a lot of friends in the area. just a dynamic shift. Okay, New Orleans, not exactly a conservative town. People are loving what's going on. People from all different walks of life, all socioeconomic statuses, just coming up to me, loving it.
Yep, all shades of white people. You wouldn't believe it. Really white, kind of white, pretty white, used to be white, was in the sun too long, but still kind of is white. All of them loved me.
Whether it was big business guys in some of the boxes at the game, the janitor, at the
Your everyday average fucking working class dude, Don Jr., right? I mean, everybody loves us, including the elite in the boxes at the fucking Super Bowl. Yeah, man of the people. Man of the people.
Super Bowl himself, who just came up to me and just so happy to take a selfie and what we're doing. It was just absolutely awesome. And during the game, my father even announced,
I am shocked how fucking terrible he looks. He looks fucking horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. That is horrendous right there. Fucking Jim Carrey looked better coming out of the back end of a fucking rhinoceros, right? Like, what the fuck is that? Did he go hunting or did he get hunted?
that we are cutting pennies, literally. We're getting rid
Somebody's going to laugh at my jokes, right?
of the penny, guys. So we'll get into all of that. And later we're going to have investigative reporter Lee Smith. He'll be here to help us continue to unravel all of the spending scandals inside the government. That's why it's so critical to get this stuff out, guys. You see the media just totally silent on some of the insanity that's being exposed. You're seeing corrupt partisan judges trying to prevent, like, the Secretary of the Treasury,
trying to prevent, like, fucking Elon Musk and his Doge and his class of fucking, 12-year-olds and virgins that have and never kissed a girl, but somehow want to be, infiltrated into our Treasury Department and the Department of Education and, take down USAID and, make sure that fucking kids don't get their cancer treatment and don't get their AIDS treatment and don't get their fucking malaria treatment and don't get their fucking, yellow fucking fever treatment and whatever. Good grief.
The CFO, the Chief Financial Officer of America, for looking into
fucking
some of these insane payments. They don't even want any exposure. They don't want any transparency. They want business as usual. So a lot to get into, plus my father's strategy in the Middle East. It's going to be great. So make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing so you never.
It's going to be great. I mean, can you even imagine fucking even the thought crossing your mind that situation, the plan that he's now laid out is going to be a great situation with a great outcome? Like, you would have to be under some serious fucking medication or, illegal substances, if you know what I mean.
Never miss one of these major episodes. We need you guys out there pushing all of this so people see what the media is not going to cover. For all of the top headlines that we do cover here on the show. Also, check out my news app, MXM News, like minute by minute MXM, where you can get the show.
Don't do that either.
Out. Prepare for the future and diversify your savings with the Birch Gold Group.
Don't.
Look, in the new year, with my father back in office.
Oh, shut the fuck up with your ads. Good
not
grief.
Having it anymore. America First is back in full effect. And the game, wow, unfortunately, it was a blowout. My young son, who I brought with me, brought a couple of my.
Oh, man, I know this would be terrible for me to say, but please tell me he had a Kansas City Chiefs fucking jersey on. Please tell me his son had a fucking Kansas City Chiefs. Please tell me he had a Mahomes jersey on, was just absolutely fucking crushed. Oh, that's so terrible of me to say, but I hope he was. I hope you had one on too and you were fucking just as crushed. Can't stand you fucking people.
Kids, but my young son Spencer, he's 12, huge Chiefs fan. Wasn't thrilled with what was going on.
No, you set him up on the wrong side, did you? Even though he's got fucking zero affiliation whatsoever to Kansas City or the Chiefs, for that matter. And I take it back. I don't wish the fucking kid had a bad time at the Super Bowl. It's terrible. I just wish his father had a bad time, and I hope he did. Just to reiterate, I'm not a monster. Just get angry every now and again.
On, but even at the game, I guess, because it wasn't as intense as we probably like, wouldn't have been as close as we'd have liked to seen. My father.
What'd you think of the halftime show?
Was getting work done during the game. In the fourth quarter.
I'm sorry. Work done? That looks like a fucking True Social post. Far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful. I've instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to start producing new pennies. Let's rip the waste of our great nation, even if it's 1 penny at a time. These fucking... Oh, my good God.
He announced that he's directed the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent.
Does he talk about the Super Bowl? I'm not even sure. He might, actually.
Hitting our children at a fraction of the cost. Here's
one way that we could
maybe not.
Point going Democrats.
Oh, let's hear. This guy's an asshole too.
Going Democrats have a meltdown today. Donald Trump signs executive order on keeping boys out of girls' sports. Democrats take the 20 side of that issue as well. All these issues. This is like Trump's superpower: finding a bunch of 80-20 issues, getting on the 80, and everybody who's sort of reflexively against him gets on the 20. And now the Democratic Party has like a 31% approval rating. This is why.
It's actually incredible to see Democrats just beside themselves on how to handle all of this.
Well, A, because it's fucking clearly unprecedented, right? You're going by none of the structures that the typical, governmental processes and switches under president from president to president happen. None of the usual lanes, none of the usual oversight. It's just fucking, it's a free-for-all of the worst policies trying to be put into place. Yeah, and I'm done with him for the night. It's enough of the Trumps. I can't deal with any more Trump for another Wednesday night. Let's get into some of the people that were kind enough to gift a super chat, super sticker, gift a membership, reach a milestone. Then I'll get you guys on your way. I won't hold you too late. Make sure you guys are out here on time, maybe for once in my motherfucking life. I'll do it. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Let's see here. Yep, I already talked about that. I did that one. I think we did good. With a little time to spare, too. That's never happened. That's never fucking happened. Let me just make sure. Are there any articles that I wanted to talk about? Sure there were, but like I said, I won't keep you too long. Let's see here. Oh, did I show you this one? Did I show you this one? How do I show you this one now? Present, share screen. This will just be a second. There you go. Come out. Share. Oh, dude. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you, dude. Figures my computer freezes just as I say that. Oh, where'd it go now? Thank you, Peter. I'll get you in just a second, my man. I promise. I'll get you in just a second. Figures my computer had a glitch. I just wanted to show you guys this one real quick. Musk staffer mistakenly given the ability to edit Treasury Department payment system, legal filings say. What? Excuse you? A 25-year-old associate of Elon Musk and former Treasury Department employee was mistakenly given the ability to make changes to a sensitive federal payment system. Officials with the Bureau of the Fiscal Service disclosed in a series of court filings late Tuesday. Treasury Department officials said the, quote, error was quickly corrected in a forensic investigation into the actions of Marco Velez, who resigned from his position last week after the Wall Street Journal unearthed a series of racist social media post remains ongoing. Funny that anybody associated again with Donald Trump, the GOP, or Elon Musk would again be associated with racist social media posts. But to quote, to the best of our knowledge, Mr. Velez never knew that of the fact that he briefly had read write permission for the secure payment system database, never took any action to exercise the right privileges in order to modify anything within the SBS database. Indeed, he never logged in during that time. He had read-write privileges other than during a virtual walkthrough. So he did sign on. You can't say he never logged on other than, because that just totally, makes the never logged in part that you just said false. Just going to put that out there. Anyway, the high-profile mistake at BFS, which effectively serves as the federal government's checkbook by dispersing more than $5 trillion annually, comes as a federal judge in New York is weighing whether to continue to block individuals associated with the Department of Government Efficiency from accessing Treasury Department records. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, right? If you don't think, how Elon said they're making, they're bound to make some mistakes, right? They're bound to be some broken eggs. Well, unfortunately, those eggs could be fucking very, very costly. Not unlike the ones you're seeing at the supermarket right now, to tell you the truth. Again, due to Donald Trump's policies. But that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get into the super chats. I appreciate you guys. I'll get you out of here. Sheldon coming in right off the bat. Right back at you, Sheldon. I appreciate you, dude. No, it is. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Tracy Bird, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Sheldon, thank you so much for the 1 gifted. You fucking saintly motherfucker. I appreciate you. AI Jesus, thank you so much. I need tons of profanity tonight, man. I wish I saw this earlier. I don't know if I caught you up on enough. I don't know if I donated my my portion, I don't know if my quota came in, but you'll have to let me know. You'll have to let me know either tonight or the next show. I appreciate you though. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming back. Vinny, what's up, my brother? Appreciate you being here for 4 years. Thank you for donating. No, thank you for donating. Oh, thank you. Somebody who donated. I'm confused. That one confused me. I don't know who donated, but thank you to whoever donated. And Vinny, thank you for being here for 4 months. That I do know is true. Let's see here. Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa became a member. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that, Lisa. I hope you stick around for some time to come, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Very nice of you to do. Let's see here. Jenny Faye, how are you? Thank you for the $5. Never thought I'd say this. Telling Dumpy he's not the president and to go home and wiping a booger on his desk made Little X my hero for 5 minutes. Yeah, just that 5 minutes, though. Just that 5 minutes. I'm not ready to give him too much credit, but he did absolutely demolish the, I guess, sitting president, vice president, whatever you want to call him. But it was a sight to behold. So thank you, Jennifer. I really do appreciate you. Oh, you're back at it for Dad's birthday. Hi, Brian's dad. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. And again, happy birthday, Dad. Love you, buddy. Let's see here. Luis, Boston, Brian, buy something. Happy birthday to Brian's dad. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so fucking nice. I really do appreciate you, Luis. Thank you so much. Ricky for the 10. Happy birthday, Brian's dad. Thank you so much. I will absolutely pass these on if he's not watching right now. He may even be in the chat for all I know. Let's see here. May Wormy gifted 5 membership. Thank you, May. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Hope you receive some thanks in return for those 5 gifted memberships. If not, I will send my thanks and appreciation to you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you contributing. Let's see here. Susie Jones, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. Treva, what's going on? Nice to see you, Treva. How's everything? Thank you for being a YouTube member. Really appreciate you being here. Hey, Rachel. Trump has never understood consent in any context. Absolutely fucking right. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Greg R's been here for 9 months. Thank you, Greg. Is the nut tucked or filled with orange paint? Jesus Christ. I thought I was going to get at least one show without thinking about the nut. At least one. Oh, let's see here. I think Jesus, see what little rabbit hole you can. One word. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. What is that thing? This video is now here to furthermore. It's furthermore. From here on out is demonetized. How do I blur this? How do you blur that? Oh, good grief. I am so sorry. Hope you guys ate dinner early tonight. And Greg, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Hold on. Now I got to go back to the chat to see what you guys are saying. Oh, stop it. I'm having nightmares. Not alert. Yikes. I got to wash my eyes. That was like watching my parents have sex. Oh my gosh. Dude, I saw that. I nearly died. I was like, you have got, you know what the worst thing is? Well, the funny part about this is actually part of I want to say a Newsmax or an OAN like graphic that they made. I'm like, why the fuck would you use that picture? Why the fuck would you use that picture? Looks like Britney Spears getting out of a car in 2005. Oh, God Christ. Okay, I apologize. Oh, sorry. Oh, good God. Yes, thank you, Marsha. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. All right, let's get back to the chat. Who did I leave off with? Greg, I think. All right. So Benny Loco also gifted 5 memberships. And thank you so much, Greg, for not only being here for 9 months, for your contributions and your 5 gifted memberships. I don't want you to think I didn't see that. Thank you so much, Benny Loco, also for the 5 gifted. Thank you also for the $2. Where's the Hague and all this? Thank you so much for another 2. Has Jack Smith regained his robes at the Hague? That's a good question. I would assume so. I don't see why there would be any reason why he wouldn't be able to. He may be taking some time to lay low for a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just talking out of my ass, but that's a good question. Treva, 7 months, not the greatest member. Brain is soft. What? No, I appreciate you very much. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Sinful Solutions, how are you? Great to see you again. Member for 4 months. Always enjoy Blunt Politics with Boston Brian. Appreciate that very much. I really do appreciate that. Let's fucking go. I appreciate hanging out with you guys. I really do. And again, I tell you all the time, but I appreciate seeing the same names coming up. But we also got to make sure we're striving to get new names in here. That's why I always say to like, share, subscribe, share it out. Whether you guys are on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, whatever the fuck it is, please share it out. Tag me in it. Put me in a Instagram story. Tag me in that, and I'll post it, and I'll comment or whatever the hell it takes. Let's keep this thing flowing. Let's keep it flowing. So thank you, Sinful. I really do appreciate it. Sheldon came in with another gifted membership. Thank you, Sheldo. Appreciate you, dude. Don't you need to put in an appearance? I better prepare myself. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. And Sherry with a huge $100. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you for keeping me smiling, and thank you for keeping the channel going. I really do appreciate that. Gino's been here for 11 months. I really appreciate that. Idiocracy 2, the prequel. I love it. There's been a lot of Idiocracy references. I think you guys are spot on. Benny Loco with a huge night. Thank you so much, Benny Loco. I appreciate you. 21st Century Suffragettes. Make sure you guys are checking that out. And again, my sincerest and deepest condolences to Diane for her loss. If she's not in the chat, if anybody could pass the message along if she needs anything, to please feel free to reach out to either myself or anybody in the chat. But yeah, very, very, very sorry for that loss. I hope she's doing okay. Thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate you, dude. Good seeing you back. Let's fucking go. It's always a good night when Peter's in the chat. It's always a good night. Great comments, great contributions. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, dude. Nordez coming in big with another 5 gifted memberships. Nordez is having a big couple weeks, and I've seen it. I seen it. I recognize it. Sheldon, happy birthday to Brian's dad. Thank you so much, Sheldo. Appreciate that. Happy birthday to Brian's dad. Thank you, Yvonne. And rounding it up is Flipper. I suggest a video downloaded on Sunday. Show was great today, as always, and the videos were smooth. Hope you found it helpful. Absolutely. As you can see, I took your advice. My apologies on not remembering who said it, but again, it's so tough for me to remember the chat and who said what. But yes, very helpful. Do I go back and delete them now? Because I don't want them like always on my computer. I feel like that would take up way too much space. I could be wrong. So do I like have to go back and delete them like as I after I use them type of thing? Or is it you think it's good to leave them there? Delete? Yeah. All right. So it's kind of a little bit more work, but as long as the presentation is better, it's smoother. I do have a little bit more control. I can jump ahead. I couldn't really do that on YouTube. You could jump back, but not ahead. So I really do appreciate the suggestion. Anything I can do to make the show better, a little bit easier. And I think if I set them up, I was just scared to set too many of the videos up underneath here, like in my in my StreamYard, like where the preview is. I was kind of a little worried on setting too many of them up. I didn't want to slow it down too much. But I think if I set them all up here, I could even streamline it more as far as switching in between videos. So, yes, thank you very much, Flipper. I really do appreciate that. Yakov, how are you? Right before the wire. If you show that picture again, I'm filing a police report for assault. That's assault, brother. All right, I apologize. I didn't mean to expose you to that. I didn't, but listen, I hadn't even thought of his neck once all show. All it took was one fucking comment, and that's what you get. See, you should have kept your mouth shut. You should have kept your mouth shut. Not you, Yakov. I appreciate it, though. All right, and thank you guys. Again, as soon as this goes live, as soon as it's posted, throw a comment underneath the video, not in the live chat, but a comment just underneath the video. If you're on Twitch, please thinking about either subscribing or following, whatever it is. If you have Amazon Prime, you should subscribe to this channel or follow my channel. It won't cost you a dime. Thank you to everybody watching on Instagram. Thank you to the people on Facebook. Make sure you're giving me a thumbs up or even a thumbs down. If you don't like me, just make sure you're engaging in some way, shape, or form. That would be fantastic. And to the mods, thank you guys very, very much. From the bottom of my heart for keeping the chat a safe place, for keeping this a respectful community, and keeping the Bryantologists and the lobsters in line. But until next time, I will see you guys Sunday, 1 p.m. For our next episode of Blunt Politics. Until then, I'm Boston Brian. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go, I don't know. I'm going to maybe eat some ice cream, I guess. So do what it is you do late night. Make sure you guys have a wonderful time. And yes, mods absolutely do rock. Benny Loco, thank you so much. No, thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Rox. Thank you, Roxanne, Turpy, Adam, Mock, Andrea, all you guys. Thank you so much. You guys work together. You're all here at different times and different points. You guys are all over the place. So I understand it's not your only obligation. So again, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. Make sure you subscribe on the way out. If you like what you heard, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers here, which would be a huge feat. And I would really appreciate it. Until next time, like I said, I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics, and I'll see you Sunday. And then one of these is something that I need. I think it's this one. Nope, definitely wasn't that one. Definitely wasn't that one. My apologies. That was rude. That was rude of me.
Never fight uphill. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Go fuck yourself. Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job!
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
White people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones. Is there anything worse than white people?
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
I am the chosen one.
Wrong.
All right, this is the second time, a third time I've seen this. Who's taking the music? I want to know. I want to know. I bought it. I bought the rights and the license to it. I want to know who's stealing the music. Who's got it? Who's dipping their toe in my water? Get your fucking foot out of my pool. Get your fucking foot out of my pool, motherfuckers. You get your fucking... If I find out who I'm gonna wire you on it.
Plane.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Taking it back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses.
Gifting reduction to Thailand and to Vietnam.
The population in Thailand is 63 million people. It is twice the size of Wyoming. Its chief exports are textiles, footwear, and rice. Each year, approximately 13,000 people are killed in car accidents in Thailand.
Obama.
Call them dumps, big massive dumps.
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
We always do about this time.
You will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation.
There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
For the rest of my life, I have the curse that I have little hands. Refer to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small.
Here you got a little chubby going there.
You're a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your...
Always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me, he's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2".
Give
builds the wall the way he built Trump Towers, he'll be using illegal immigrant labor to do it.
I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful life. Give yourself a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone should love it.
You'll have a group of Venezuelan killers, street gangs, occupying the town with MK-47s. I know that gun very well. I got to know it very well. Eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there. We've endorsed JP, right? J.D. Mandel, and he's doing... You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Obama.
No, get those lights off! Off! They're too bright, turn them off!